Okay, so we are just going to talk about the meeting we are going to have with Jane and Claire, and think about what we want to get out of the meeting, and also to think about how we can help them. So I suppose the first thing is, who's going to chair it?
I'm happy to chair it. I'm happy because I think, obviously we'll check in with them what they want to talk about and what they think the meeting is about. But certainly for me, I feel there's been quite a significant change. I've seen her some of the previous submissions. She's very different. And I want to check, do they see what we see? Because I actually think she's getting quite close to the end of her life. And so I want to check in with them on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's important before we then have the other conversations. Because I think, Emma, am I right? There's worries around rehab.
Yes, so previous to coming in this time, she was actually living at home with the daughter, with Claire, and was transferring from bed to chair with assistance and with the package of care helping. But since she's been in this time, she's been very agitated, and I actually got the daughter in with me, Claire, just to sort of do a joint assessment, see whether that would actually help. She's just so distressed all the time, even just rolling her in bed. And at that point, actually, Claire did express to me that she was concerned about how she would cope with her going home. So yeah, I think that's something that we need to just pick up with her as well.
So we do need to pick that up then, because I've heard from the juniors that Jane actually keeps saying, why are you not rehabbing, and when you're going to get mum out of bed. So there's obviously a bit of a disconnect with the two sisters, and I wonder if we need to try and get them on the same page.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting. Claire's not sure about home. She's worried about home.
Yes, yeah, she was quite distressed about it by saying it, I think, as well. But it's clear that she's concerned about how I'm going home.
And you can understand why, because she had almost pretty much a maximum care package before,
Yeah,
and was struggling.
Yeah.
And now things are different.
They really are, and actually, we are providing a lot of nursing care for her. So, and certainly late afternoon, she is more agitated, and she's not sleeping well during the night. So that is a change. I think before she came in, I think she was actually sleeping during the night. So we've had her now for 3.5 weeks, and it's a pretty consistent pattern since she's been here, and resolving the infection hasn't improved that. So I think it is going to be a lot of work.
her care needs are definitely increased.
So it feels to me like we need to think about next steps for when she leaves hospital. And it sounds like in reality, home is going to be very hard.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but perhaps we need to introduce the idea of, do we revisit the idea of a nursing home? Because I know Claire before hadn't been keen because mum didn't want that. But I just wondered, does she almost need permission now that perhaps we really need to be encouraging that from a nursing point of view? If we say we're finding it hard, we can't begin to imagine how that's for her. We may not get this all done in one go, actually, because it's a lot. So I wonder if we just need to think, we know where we think we're going with the conversation, but check where they're at, bring them together. It's a lot of information. They might need some time to process some of this.
I think you talked about actually maybe both of them going to the bedside and seeing mum before the meeting, so they both can see what we are seeing and describing, and to see what meaning they are making of it too. So I think that would be a really good idea.
Brilliant. So we've got a plan.
Yeah.
I'll lead, bring you in on therapy, bring you in on difficulty with care, and then we'll see where we get to.